Thank you. And notwithstanding the fact that there's a chance that one of my two towns does not come under this bill if it were to become law in the state of Connecticut, I still have a few comments which make me will cause me to be a no vote on this, and why I urge my colleagues to also vote against this bill. The first is that the bill, like many of these attempts to usurp local controls, sacrifices other important policy considerations: the environment, sewage, parking, local issues related to congestion and public safety. All of these issues are sacrificed at the altar of affordable housing and affordable housing now. And on that basis, I think the bill fails a very important test in this chamber, which is, does it have balance? And to me, this elevates one such consideration over all others. Secondly, the bill is a blunt instrument. I have one tiny corner of my district which would be affected by this in one way, and other corners which would be affected in other ways. And that doesn't even begin to account for how all of our 169 towns might be affected by their inability to ban one type of housing as they see fit, the efforts of the state to encourage one type of housing which may or may not fit in that district and may or may not even achieve the goals for which it was intended. And lastly, or third, I feel that in an effort to promote affordable housing in the state, this bill may not even promote affordable housing. It doesn't say anything about the price point or the ability of people to rent these units or to live in these units. While I do take the point that older people thrive in affordable housing because they can, in multifamily housing because they can live with their children, and young people thrive in multifamily housing because they can live with their parents. This bill does not restrict the ban to any kind of price point. So we could have an overdevelopment of luxury multifamily housing as a result of this bill, which goes against its intention. And finally, I take issue with the approach to the housing crisis in Connecticut in this chamber because it fails to look at so many other things that go into the equation. It's not just a lack of a building to move into. People need opportunities, jobs, lower taxes, lower electric bills in order to afford the housing we do have. So I think blunt instruments like this, where the state's boom falls on the heads of towns, instead of allowing them to make their own decisions with respect to housing, is a limited approach, and we should be thinking more expansively. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Representative.